All right, let's jump right into this. We're looking at what was just an absolutely chaotic, high-energy 2026 World Cup semifinal matchup. The stakes, they literally couldn't be higher. Argentina squaring off against England. Today, we're going to break down exactly what happened out there on that pitch, and honestly, how one man managed to orchestrate a true tactical masterclass right in the middle of absolute madness.
To really wrap our heads around this game, we have to start with the environment. Listen to this quote right from the broadcast. "It is 70,000 fans in Atlanta. It is ear-splitting loud." Try to set that scene in your mind for a second. The tension in that stadium is just palpable. It's this massive, wonderful occasion, the whistle blows, and the game gets underway under just completely deafening pressure.
And that brings us to the core question of this explainer. How on earth did Argentina manage to survive this relentless physical onslaught? And trust me, I mean relentless. Literally on his very first touch of the ball, Lionel Messi is wrestled to the ground by England's Elliot Anderson. Bam! Just like that, the tone was set. England wasn't there to just sit back and watch Argentina play their beautiful game. No, they were there to turn it into an absolute brawl.
So what was Argentina's counterpunch? 1-2 touch passing. It's essentially moving the ball super quickly between teammates, using minimal touches to just bypass those aggressively charging defenders. When you move the ball this fast, and we saw Messi doing this beautifully, linking up with Alexis McAllister deep in their defensive shape, it totally breaks the spirit of a high press. It forces a really aggressive England side to suddenly pump the brakes, retreat, and reset.
It basically turned into this fascinating tactical chess match. On one side of the board, you've got England's high pressure. They'd use a trigger, so Anthony Gordon cues the rest of the guys to crash the zone and try to win the ball back. But on the exact opposite side, you have Argentina's quick ball movement, which is all about these deep, lightning-fast interchanges. It was this constant, exhausting push and pull between sheer physical force on one side and rapid, precise technique on the other.
What's really wild to think about is the sheer number of English players dedicated to essentially forming a physical wall around Messi. You've got Elliot Anderson constantly poking the ball away, Jed Spence bumping him, Jude Bellingham getting tangled up, Declan Rice reading the plays to make those crucial tackles, and even Harry Kane dropping all the way back to head the ball away and put a shoulder into Messi. Every single time the ball came near him, there were 2 or 3 white shirts just ready to collide.
Which leads us to the 39-year-old orchestrator. Let's see how a veteran adapts when the entire defensive game plan is literally centered around stopping him.
The biggest number you have to keep in mind here is 39. He might be 39 years old, he might be at the tail end of his career, and he for sure doesn't have youth on his side against guys like Anderson or Bellingham. But despite all of that, he was still buzzing around the field. He's making deep runs, he's taking really heavy bumps, picking himself right back up, and instantly getting back into the play. It is a complete masterclass in pure endurance.
And, that endurance is backed up by just unparalleled experience. Check out this massive milestone. This was his 206th appearance for Argentina. Just think for a second about the sheer volume of high-pressure moments he's absorbed over 206 games. It means that when the crowd is ear-splitting loud and bodies are flying around the box, he doesn't panic. He just observes, adapts, and orchestrates.
To get even more specific, this was his 33rd World Cup appearance. It just builds this powerful, steady drumbeat of his legacy. Every single touch, every pass, every time he gets tackled and gets right back up to hook a cross in, he's pushing his team forward in hopes of making history and reaching yet another final.
So how does he actually orchestrate this throughout the game? Because his role wasn't just running with the ball. Step 1 is drawing the foul. He would absorb the physical challenge from guys like Anderson or Spence just to win a free kick and relieve the pressure on his team. Step 2, execute the pump fake. We saw him freeze the defense in the box, literally making them hesitate before he made his move. And Step 3, direct the traffic. With players like Enzo Fernandez buzzing around, Messi would physically point and dictate exactly where the ball and the players needed to flow from the middle of the pitch.
But of course, we have to talk about Pickford's massive saves. As the transition play gets totally frantic in the final stages, Jordan Pickford pulls off incredible stops to keep England's hopes alive.
All of this leads to a massive physical toll late in the game. We're talking a huge collision of bodies in the box. As these big looping balls get swung in, players from both sides are just colliding. John Stones goes down hard in the box. Jed Spence gets hurt. Both teams are pushing themselves to the absolute physical limit here, leaving absolutely everything out on the field to try and break the deadlock.
Let's map out how chaotic this final sequence of events really was. We come out of the hydration break, and this realization just kind of sets in.
Extra time is looming. And for Argentina, this is a total nightmare scenario. They've already played extra time more than any team in World Cup history, including twice this year alone. They desperately want to win this without the burden of another 30 minutes. And that desperation, it fuels those brutal late-game collisions, which ultimately sets the perfect stage for a stoppage time miracle.
And here is where it all culminates. Jed Spence beats Messi to a loose ball, but Argentina manages to keep it alive. Messi resets, he starts driving in, draws the defenders toward him, and then he just hooks this brilliant cross directly into the box. And boom! There it is! Lautaro Martinez connects with a thrilling stoppage time header. Right at the death of the match, an absolute dagger of a goal for Argentina.
As the broadcast so perfectly wrapped it up, Argentina do it again. Against a really incredible physical, high-pressing English side, Argentina showed massive resilience. They withstood all of that intense pressure, and with that stoppage-time goal, they kept alive their hopes of becoming the first back-to-back men's World Cup winner since 1962. It's just unbelievable.
Which really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. After surviving those physical walls, orchestrating the offense at 39 years old under ear-splitting pressure, and delivering that crucial stoppage time assist in his 33rd World Cup match, does this masterclass cement the greatest legacy in sports history? It's an incredible testament to his enduring impact on the beautiful game. Think about that for a bit, and I'll catch you next time.